Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Only a couple of weeks until pitchers and catchers report to spring training, so I hope everybody's getting amped up for that. I know I am. Eric Cressey was actually on the Yankees Hot Stove show last night. If you don't know Eric Cressey, he's the Yankees head of strength and conditioning. He actually owns Cressey Sports Performance. He's kind of one of the most respected names in modern sports training and fitness. So when the Yankees signed him last year to head up their strength and conditioning program and basically try and reset all of these injuries that the Yankees had had over the past few seasons, people got excited. But once again, the injury bug bit the Yankees, which was just...
It's outrageous, egregious, preposterous.
It's no secret that the Yankees have had more than their share of injuries over the past few years. So basically, Cressey came in to help the Yankees' existing training staff with some very important questions.
How do you prevent injuries? How do you diagnose injuries?
And I guess the previous approach that they had taken just wasn't working.
Working out with a 25-pound dumbbell in the middle of nowhere near a gym.
It's important that these guys change up their approach because they're so valuable to the team. Apparently, Giancarlo Stanton's approach last year of bench pressing 105-pound supermodels wasn't working out. This year, he's gone to less weights. They didn't mention whether or not he's doing yoga, but they did say that Aaron Judge is doing more yoga. These guys are trying to gain more flexibility. And baseball's kind of a weird sport because it's not nonstop action, right? You can be basically out there in the outfield for innings and innings and innings and not really have to run around too much. And if you go 0 for your first 3 at-bats, all of a sudden, a couple of hours have gone by and you really haven't done much. You've basically stood around and then sat in the dugout. Maybe you've gone back into the batting cages and taken some swings. But then let's say the 8th inning comes around and you hit a double and you have to sprint from home plate all the way to second base. Well, a 180-foot sprint when you're kind of cold can really be impactful on your muscles, especially when you're as muscle-bound as guys like Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge are. I mean, these guys are humongous.
I'm very confident that baseball understands that now.
Anybody who's done P90X can tell you that the yoga component of that training system was one of the hardest things to do, but it also carried with it some of the biggest benefits. I also remember back a few years ago, I was on a business trip. I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and I was working out in the hotel gym. And this dude walks in, and he was probably 75 years old, and he was absolutely ripped. And he started doing yoga, where he's kind of leaning up against the wall, and he's standing on his hands. And I said to this guy, I said, how do you stay so fit at your age? And he said, I don't really ever use weights. I really never have. But I've been doing yoga for 2 hours a day for almost 30 years. And ever since that day, I haven't done any yoga because that sounds really hard. Look, I'm not an expert on sports performance or on physical fitness. My double chin and calzones 3 times a week diet can attest to that. But I will say this. They needed to change something because it seems like year after year, Giancarlo Stanton takes 1 at bat and
He needs 3 days off.
I remain optimistic. I would say it's more cautious optimism. Look, these guys are professionals. They've both gotten to the top of their profession as, major athletes. They both had 50 home run seasons. Giancarlo Stanton won an MVP. Aaron Judge should have won an MVP in his rookie season. And so it's fair to say that these guys know what they're doing. But the fact that they've gotten hurt every year for the past few years, it's got to be concerning. And so something needs to change. And I'm glad that they're taking the steps to try and get this thing figured out. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I've got my fingers crossed. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel.